Tape 3, Side B. Arduous, laborious, requiring much effort. Unloading the truck was an arduous task. Association, the laborers worked very hard in the yard. Arduous, laborious, requiring much effort. Bellicose, warlike, belligerent. Although complacent when sober, drinking makes him bellicose. Association, ringing angrily, the bells on the coast announced war. Bellicose, warlike, belligerent. Calamitous means disaster. The flood was a calamitous catastrophe for the villagers. Association, hundreds of calams were washed ashore during the disaster. Calamitous, disaster. Copious means plentiful, large numbers. The student took copious notes at every lecture. Association, we made plenty of copies on the Xerox machine. Copious, plentiful, large numbers. Dolorous, D-O-L-O-R-O-U-S, dolorous, means mournful. Dolorous tolling of the church bells announced the king's death. Association, she was mournful over losing all those dollars. Dolorous, mournful. Let's review. Arduous means laborious, requiring much effort. Bellicose means warlike, belligerent. Calamitous means disaster. Copious means plentiful, large numbers. And dolorous means mournful. Erroneous means mistaken, incorrect. The erroneous report alarmed them unduly. Association, hear the word error in the word erroneous. Erroneous, mistaken, incorrect. Fecund, F-E-C-U-N-D, means fertile. Wheat grew plentifully in the fecund fields. Association, the kind of fee we paid for the fertilizer was outrageous. Fecund means fertile. Garrulous means talkative. I have never met such a garrulous woman. Association, garrulous sounds like gorilla. See a gorilla picking up a telephone and talking and yapping away. Garrulous means talkative. Hirsute, H-I-R-S-U-T-E, hairy, shaggy. The Persian cat is quite a hirsute feline. Association, her favorite suit was all hairy. Hirsute, hairy, shaggy. Incontrovertibly means undeniable, indisputable. The evidence incontrovertibly demanded a verdict of guilty. Association, I won't deny the controversy. Incontrovertibly, undeniable, indisputable. Let's review. Erroneous means mistaken, incorrect. Fecund means fertile. Garrulous means talkative. Hirsute means hairy, shaggy, and incontrovertibly means undeniable, indisputable. Ingenuous, 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 means unsophisticated, candid. We were nonplussed by her ingenuous reply. Association. Candid camera watched a game of gin with you and us to see how unsophisticated we'd act. Ingenuous, unsophisticated, candid. Intractable, hard to control or deal with. The teacher was exasperated by the intractable child. Association. That tractor was hard to control. Intractable, hard to control or deal with. Lachrymose, 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 means tearful. We were moved to tears by the lachrymose aria performed in the opera. Association. LA's crime makes me cry most. Lachrymose, tearful. Lupine, Lupine, means wolf-like. Some dogs have a lupine look about them. Association. See a wolf throwing a loop around a pine tree. Lupine, wolf-like. Imperturbable, calm, not excitable. The imperturbable officer lined up the street gang and calmly collected their guns. Association. Don't get excited, just put the purse on the table. Imperturbable, calm, not excitable. Let's review. Ingenuous means unsophisticated, candid. Intractable means hard to control, to deal with. Lachrymose means tearful. Lupine means wolf-like. And imperturbable means calm, not excitable. Normative means establishing a norm. There no longer exists a single normative ethical system today. Association. Hear the word norm as in normal and the word normative. Normative, establishing a norm. Peremptory, 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 insisting on obedience. I resent your peremptory attitude. Association. My beady-eyed aunt always gave her empty demands. Peremptory, insisting on obedience. Pristine, fresh as though new, in its original condition. Although the car is 20 years old, it is in pristine condition. Association. You pressed in my clothes and they look just like new. Pristine, fresh as though new, in its original condition. Raucous, Raucous, loud and harsh sounds. His raucous laughter always irritated me. Association. He threw rocks at us and hit the car, making loud, harsh sounds. Raucous, loud and harsh sounds. Sacrosanct, Sacrosanct, Sacrosanct. Reverenced and secure from violation. The brash insurance salesman invaded the sacrosanct privacy of the president's office. Association. The sack sank in a place that would be secure from violation. Sacrosanct. Let's review. Normative means establishing a norm. Peremptory means insisting on obedience. Pristine means fresh as though new, in its original condition. Raucous means loud and harsh sounds. And sacrosanct means reverenced and secure from violation. Saturnine. Saturninine. Having a forbidding appearance. Gloomy. Do not be misled by his saturnine countenance. He is not as gloomy as he looks. Association. See the planet Saturn with a gloomy look on its face. Saturnine. Having a forbidding appearance. Gloomy. Strident. Strident. Loud and harsh. She scolded him in a strident voice. Association. He chewed his trident chewing gum so loudly it annoyed everyone. Strident. Loud and harsh. Turbid. 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 Muddy. Confused. Unclear. The water was turbid after the children had waded through it. Association. His turban fell into the muddy and unclear water. Turbid. Muddy. Confused. Unclear. Ursine. Ursine. Like a bear. With a full beard, he seemed to have an ursine appearance. Association. She hung her sign around the bear's neck. Ursine. Like a bear. Vitriolic. Vitriolic. Savagely hostile comments. The report that he wrote was definitely vitriolic. Association. He carved his hostile comments into the tree's olive branch. Vitriolic. Savagely hostile comments. Let's review. Saturnine means having a forbidding appearance, gloomy. Strident means loud and harsh. Turbid means muddy, confused, unclear. Ursine means like a bear. And vitriolic means savagely hostile comments. You are now going to hear a story utilizing all the dynamic vocabulary you have just learned. You should plan to listen to the story 3 times. The first time, just follow the story and its characters. I will read the story at a casual pace so you can follow easily. Then, rewind to the beginning of the story and listen a second time. Once you know what the story is about, you will be better able to concentrate on the context. How, where, and in what situation the word is used. The third time you listen to the story, be prepared to read along in your workbook. Then, complete the exercise in your workbook that corresponds to this story by filling in the blank spaces with either the actual word or one of its synonyms. Ready? Let's begin. This story is entitled, Art for Art's Sake. Janine is a fine painter. She doesn't apply her acrylics to canvas, but to tables, lamps, clocks, and other intractable surfaces. Her sweet and ingenuous manner masks an imperturbable determination. After years of splitting her profits with art dealers, she and another artist labored arduously to open their own gallery. They survived a financially calamitous first year and began to flourish the next. The orders were becoming copious, and, after all the struggling, she entered a period of both artistic fecundity and monetary security. I stopped by one day to visit and found Janine looking dolorous. She told me gravely that she had acted erroneously. A white Mercedes-Benz convertible had pulled up in front of the store, and a couple had walked in. Like in the cartoons, Janine saw their human faces take animal form before her eyes. The woman was lupine, with cold eyes and a restless, bellicose energy. The man was ursine. His hirsute face had a Saturnine expression that would turn mean when angry. The woman even wore a white mink coat, and the man a shaggy brown one. The wolf announced that she was an interior designer and needed this and that, but it had to be modified. The blue made green, the long made short, the right angles made curvy. Her tone was strident. Her requests were peremptory commands. But her order was also incontrovertibly large, and assured Janine the Hawaiian vacation she longed for. Janine held her tongue and wrote down the dozens of particulars. I saw Janine next at a party. The atmosphere was raucous, but she was quiet. "Janine isn't too garrulous this evening," I said to her partner. "Nothing about Janine is the least bit normative lately," she answered. "Either she's lachrymose or vitriolic, and either way she's making me miserable." I didn't have the chance to become concerned. The next week I stopped by the store and found that Janine's pristine calm had returned. She told me what happened. The wolf had pulled up in front of the store in her little white number. She wagged her finger at Janine to come out. When Janine reached the curb, the Ice Queen thrust out her American Express card and told Janine to bring her this and that object and, by the way, change the green to pink and the curves to right angles. Janine stared at her in shock. Suddenly, the turbidity that clouded her heart and mind cleared up completely. "I think we'd better forget the whole thing," she told her, "and don't ever come back to my store again." As the wolf stared dumbstruck, Janine turned around and walked back into the store. She smiled serenely as she finished her story. The world was made right again. Pride and honor were sacrosanct. Arrogance and ugliness had been cast down. After you have listened to this story twice, continue the audio portion of the tape to finalize your mastery of these words. Listen and repeat each of the following words and their synonyms. Arduous, tiresome, difficult, fatiguing, bellicose, hostile, aggressive, stubborn, calamitous, tragic, devastating, destructive, copious, abundant, overflowing, bountiful, dolorous, woeful, painful, melancholy, erroneous, inaccurate, faulty, wrong, fecund, potent, productive, fruitful, garrulous. Chatty, glib, loquacious. Hirsute, furry, unshaven, woolly. Imperturbable, serene, peaceful, unruffled, incontrovertibly, decisively, positively, incontestably, ingenuous, sincere, naive, honest, intractable, stubborn, uncooperative, unyielding, lachrymose, sobbing, pathetic, piteous, lupine, predatory, fierce, savage, normative, common, conventional, ordinary, peremptory, mandatory, emphatic, compelling, pristine, unspoiled, simple, natural, raucous, shrill, noisy, discordant, sacrosanct, holy, consecrated, purified, Saturnine, sad, morose, dismal, strident, clashing, grating, discordant, turbid, clouded, polluted, obscured, ursine, imposing, lordly, imperial, and vitriolic, malicious, caustic, cutting.
This concludes Tape 3, Side B. Before continuing, please complete the review in your Vocabulary Dynamics workbook. Thereafter, continue with Tape 4, Side A.